Welcome to another week of Token. I am Donna. What's your name?
Steven?
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 Was I talking slow?
Nah, you just talk funny. Like, are you hosting a kid show?
Oh,
Donna, this is Steven.
and
This
we're
is
ready.
Token.
Token, we're ready to jam with you guys. That's exactly what it's like.
You see it now.
Shut up, Steven. Steven, what is Token?
Token is the place where buns or not, you might get got. On today's episode,
Wait. So, Steven, this week we watched Anaconda. Anaconda stars J Lo. It has like Eric Stoltz in it. It has who else is a recognizable face? John Voight.
John
Um,
Voight for sure.
and then our token of
Owen
choice,
Wilson.
Owen Wilson. That was random. I didn't even remember that he
Yeah,
was in it.
me too. I told it. Danny Trejo at the very beginning.
Yes, you better
Yeah,
pronounce that name correctly.
you
A
know,
young
you know.
Danny.
Yeah, for real. I was like,
Yeah,
I almost wasn't sure that was him.
I know. He looked so young. So our token is Mr. the one and only Ice Cube.
Somebody's up awfully early.
Yeah, well, today's a good day.
And
Cube,
it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure.
man.
He plays him like, so what did you think? Okay, so first of all, what would you say Ice Cube's function was in this film? Wait, before that, if you guys don't know what Anaconda is, Steven, give him a quick summary of what that movie was even about.
I mean, Anaconda is about a young documentary team in the Amazon, the rivers of the Amazon rainforest, trying to get footage for a documentary film about some native tribesmen who stumble upon a man-eating 40-foot anaconda snake that is out on a mission to feed. So
Oh,
it's Jaws in South America.
that's really good. But what's even more creepy about, well, what's different between this and Jaws is that, like in Jaws, they're trying to stop the shark, but in like this movie, John Voight's character, who's the villain, is just like gung ho on like chasing this snake. Like the snake's a killer. Don't get me wrong. Like that
Uh-huh.
snake is gonna kill you, but that snake also did not. You could have just won away from it, and they decided to continue. Well, they didn't decide to. John Voight was so determined to catch the snake so he could sell him and make money.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So he decided to force them to continue along that route until
yeah.
they had no other
Also,
choice.
very smart to get a documentary team. They're weak. No offense to all
Hmm.
the documentary filmmakers. I was like, yo, if you gonna overtake someone, take the documentary filmmakers because
They
they're
won't know
kind
what
of
to do.
they don't know what to do. He was like, I see this crew here.
I
Let's
mean,
get them.
they had bougie ass. They had Warren Westridge, right? Who was the bougie one, complaining about his Bordeaux bottles, his expensive Bordeaux bottles being broken as he's boarding the ship, right? So clearly, they wanted to make sure they had a team of folks that couldn't fight back.
Man. And he died. A lot of people died in this. He died, but he also had a very nice character shift. Like
Yeah,
yeah, he went from
his arc.
bougie to like he's like fighting and doing all this. That was a fun change. But he died. The snake got him and ate him through a waterfall. But let's get to the main hero in this, Ice Cube. I think one of the things that first stood out to me, which was a lot of things, but on a technical of how he worked script wise through the film, was his like role. And I feel like if I could summarize like what his role was in this film, it was like, I'm about that action, boss.
Yeah, and his arc. That's the thing, is his arc went from being like, I'm ready to turn and run. Turn. He's like, I'm taking my ass to the next flight out back to Cali or back to LA. So he went from wanting to run and hide to being willing to face it and do what needs to be done. Get
Yeah,
that
I mean,
action.
from the beginning, he's all about that action. He took that knife out his boot. He was like, "I'm gonna get you." He went like he game plan like he was all about that action. Um, I think it was so I came up with like a new, I don't think it's a new term, but like how do you describe, I wanted to call him like a fish out of water, but not like a film fish out of water. in the sense of not how traditionally that term is used, but it's like you have this film, right? And it has this tone and this feel, and then you have this character, Ice Cube, who kind of feels outside the tone in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like he's kind of compared to everyone else, he's playing Ice Cube. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
It's like it's like a fish out of water casting
Hmm.
in a sense where it's kind of like, oh, you guys. I mean, Ice Cube's great in this. Like honestly, like he's like one of the biggest bright like spots in the film. But he just felt like a like it's not that he couldn't be a film director. And I mean, he's like in it, he's a cinematographer. It's not that he can't be the cinematographer. It's not that he can't do those things, but it's like his vibe didn't mix. Like he just felt kind of out of place a little bit. Like it was like there's Ice Cube.
Yeah, I mean, so his role was cinematographer, right? His character, clearly background, he's from LA. He speaks, talks, thinks, and acts LA like especially like LA dude from the hood, right? But he is, I guess, likely the most fish out of water one, because J Lo's character is she's already apparently kind of done it before, right? She's been on these documentary trips, and her and Eric Stoltz already have a working relationship and more that
But
we've seen behind that, right?
she like blends into the tone too.
Yeah,
But
yeah, they fit with it. I'm trying to think of any other characters that would have been more fish out of water than him here. And I'd say, I guess, his opposite, because his character, the polar opposite to his character is clearly the Warren Westridge character, the bougie British guy with his Bordeaux bottles and his trunks. And he seems like a fish out of water too, but he's the narrator, right? So he has clearly got some experience on this type of project. Ice is or Danny Rich, as he's known in the movie, he is definitely the one I think that seems the most out of place. But since he's part of the documentary crew, he's got to be used to just getting in and shooting what needs to be shot. He does reach for that camera a lot. Like he's like, let me go get the camera. I'm gonna go get some film, get this on film,
yeah.
So for sure.
But do you know what I mean? Like where it just feels like it's almost kind of like in a comedy bit. For instance, have you ever seen that classic SNL comedy bit with it's with Chris Farley and
Oh, people listening are probably yelling right now. Patrick Swayze.
yes. So in that old clip, it's like Patrick Swayze and it's Chris Farley auditioning to be, you've seen it, but to be Chippendale dancers, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
And
like
Patrick
that's a
Swayze's cut.
very exactly. So that's
Like,
like a very exaggerated comedic version of what I felt with Ice Cube.
yeah, Ice Cube pretty much plays himself in this, but
It could have been Ice Cube. It could have been any Ice Cube. It's as if like they took Doughboy and put him in Anaconda. You know, that's his character from Boys in the Hood. And
Pretty
so
much, yeah.
yeah, and like Ice Cube does like he feels naturally like playing himself. Like even like Snoop Dogg, right? Like Snoop Dogg's not gonna disappear into a character. He's gonna play
No,
Snoop
yeah.
Dogg, but he's gonna be natural at it, right? Like it's not
Hmm.
awkward for them to play whatever the role they're playing,
Yeah.
but you're gonna have them. So like it's just interesting. Like I mean, listen. I think Ice Cube's like a star. I think he sticks out like in a really great way. But it was such a like kind of fish out of water, and I could definitely just see the casting. Right? They were like, let's get someone who's really hot right now. Ice Cube. They love Ice Cube,
Hmm.
and so they casted him. But
Hmm.
like, it's like obviously like he doesn't fit like the tone of like the whole thing. I mean, he works in it, but it's like, he's listening to like his rap music, and he's not afraid to speak his mind, which is actually like something to admire. But as someone who's worked in film and I don't know about you, but I can't be that black in those situations.
No, no, no. You're too busy trying to blend in more and be more professional, so you get brought back on the next shoot.
Exactly. So they don't go, we're not going to bring that guy back.
Yeah, that one guy's a little too black for us. Let's
Yeah,
have
he
somebody
gets out
else
of control. Ice Cube was like,
on the
you can
next one.
all the black.
Yeah. Yeah. But I guess J Lo's his homegirl. What the first thing he says when we see him, he's like, it's not every day my homegirl from SC gets to direct her own documentary. So
Oh, she
like
went
you
to
already know.
USC.
she's his
Okay.
people. So
Okay.
yeah.
That's funny. So
So
she went to school in LA. I see the connect
yeah.
now.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I love him being so Ice Cube, but that ain't what it's like on set for me. Like you have to be really in good to be able to explore all your blackness. Like
Hmm.
that. He had the rap music playing. He was like, "You turn it off again, I'll kill you."
Ow! You know, I could cheerfully hire someone to kill you. A local tribesman, perhaps. $15 should cover it.
I could just kill you for free right now.
You and his army.
Your mama's.
It's like,
Yeah,
hey,
well, and it's funny because I think he makes the does he say it? Yeah. And the other guy's like, I might hire somebody to make you disappear. Right. He's like, why don't you try it yourself or something? And he's like, Westridge like disses him, and then he's like, yo mama. It was just cracking up.
I bet that script looks nothing like his lines.
You're probably right.
No, when he was like,
But
"Goddamn snake," that's my favorite thing to hear him say. "Goddamn snake."
How we go from taking Kel to the hospital to catching a goddamn snake?
it's like snakes on the plane almost.
Yeah, I
Prior
thought of
to
snake on the plane, hearing his reactions. Oh my gosh. But yeah, they were like, "Hey, so here's your lines, memorize them, but say it how you feel. Do that brother thing you do. Just be you. Just be you."
just be you.
And he was like, "Okay, cool. Goddamn snakes." And because he sounds like himself, like he does in every movie. Like, and I thought of 21 Jump Street. I love him in 21 Jump Street.
Hmm.
Have you seen that? He's that same, it's just Ice Cube energy all around.
Everybody comfortable? Yeah. Get your motherfucking ass up when I'm talking.
Wait. 21 Jump Street. The
movie.
movie reboot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the one with who else is in that?
Channing Tatum and Homeboy.
And oh, okay, yeah. Channing Tatum and
You know what I'm saying?
Jonah Hill.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually didn't see that. No, I didn't see that one yet.
You haven't seen
I
21?
know. It just kind of skipped right past my radar. People, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Steven, I've seen 21 Jump Street. I watched it 5 times in theaters.
Damn, girl. For
It's so good. It's so funny. I watched it so many times in theaters because I would take people to see it just to see them react to it.
it's like that.
It's that good. Like it like you leave it and you're like, this movie was amazing. It's so funny. I don't really laugh out loud at things, but 21 Jump Street, it was hilarious to me. It's so good.
Okay.
Yeah, I've seen it
People
like
liked
5
it. I
times.
know because they did 2 of them, right?
Mhm. Yeah,
And
no,
it,
I've seen it way too many times, but it's great. I'm surprised you haven't seen it. God, that sucks. You have to see it. It's so good. Anyway, so back to Ice Cube. So was there anything else about his like character that like really stood out with you when it came in the function of like the script or just like very black things? Like I took notes on like everything that I knew about him and I wrote rap music. He's from LA.
yeah,
He's very black.
very black. That's another thing. He's playing Mac 10, and I think he's on that Mac 10 track he's playing when
Yeah.
Westridge is trying to get him to turn the music down. I was like, oh, this is so cute. This is great. This is straight LA. It was and the LA hat he's got on. I think a Dodgers hat. Like it's they let him fully be who the hell he is. Like you're probably right. His character's lines probably didn't look anything like that.
No. I wrote another note I wrote is Ice Cube be knowing. He's the only person I think from the very beginning who was very suspicious of John Voight's character. Like from the very beginning, he's like, nope, I don't like him. Mm-mm. And then he was right. Like he be knowing and he about that action.
He be knowing.
He be knowing. He's about that action. He be knowing. Yeah, his lines were just so good in this. Like he was like, are we gonna go save oh boy? I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah. every like I think primarily the reason I was laughing so much in this movie, just because they let it's like imagine taking 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 somebody from the streets in Compton and just throwing them on a boat in the middle of the Amazon, and this big ass snake showed up. They're gonna act exactly like he acts.
Exactly. Where they're
Only
like,
thing I would have expected him to have would have been a gun on him already.
he had that knife in his shoe.
He did
Remember he
though.
took that knife out. That blade
Yep.
looks like it only comes out for blood. Even the way he took the knife out, it looked so realistic. Like this wasn't his first time taking that knife out. Like I felt it. I was like, oh, Ice Cube carries a knife on him. This isn't his first time. Oh yeah, I got this. And yeah, I thought he was great. I thought he like popped out. Obviously, I thought he was like fish out of water casting. It felt like putting a black person in the middle of like all these like kind of white folks.
Oh
who
yeah.
were, like doing the white thing. He's like, this some boo.
Is snakes out there this big? Yeah.
So good.
I was like, that's exactly what I expect any black person in this situation to say.
It was so good. The movie was a smooth hour and a half. I was like, yes, it was a smooth hour and a half. I was like, it worked. It honestly didn't feel rushed as a film.
No, it didn't.
It didn't. I remember like really liking it when I saw it, like, but I saw it as like a kid. I still think it was enjoyable. Like, I still think it's enjoyable. I mean, yeah. So like on a scale from 1 to 10, what would you give this film?
Well, I'm not gonna lie, I was apprehensive about rewatching it at first. I was like, man, this movie's gonna be so trash. I haven't seen it forever. But then as soon as it started, I forgot how funny it was because of how corny it was, that I just kept laughing. I kept laughing. And part of it also was Jon Voight's really, really bad attempt at creating his own version of the accent from Godfather. Because he's supposed to be Portuguese.
Well, no, he's not Portuguese. He's is Paraguayan. Paraguayan, is their accent Portuguese?
Is he supposed to be from Paraguay?
He's supposed to be from Paraguay.
Well, I thought he was supposed to be from Portugal. But
he's a Paraguayan snake catcher. Yeah, so I know a girl from Paraguay. Is that how you say it?
I think Paraguay.
I knew her in college. And so, but I couldn't remember her accent because I was like, and then I was like, wait, is Jon Voight from Paraguay? Like, I looked up Jon Voight as a white man.
No, he's not from Paraguay.
He's just a white man.
He was doing a Godfather the whole time. I was like, this is really like Jon Voight trying to step in the role of Marlon Brando. This whole,
I don't know, it could be dangerous.
I couldn't find the accent, like hearing people authentically who had the accent. I couldn't find. I looked on YouTube. I swear to God, I looked on YouTube for an hour so I could, because I just knew this white man ain't doing the accent right.
I can blow in 10 minutes, or if you're feeling sensitive, we could turn around and lose 2 days. It's up to you.
No. Did you find you couldn't find any on
I couldn't
YouTube?
find it. I couldn't find it. I did find like videos about it, but I couldn't find like a really hear someone's accent to like compare it, because he kind of eats his words in this movie. Like you hear him, but it's also hard to kind of hear him.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
He basically wanted to trick us into thinking he was Latino. Is it?
Yeah.
Basically, I might be saying wrong, but yeah, he tried to like be Latinx or whatever. But he's definitely a white man with a ponytail.
So scale of 1 to 10, I'd give it a solid. I'd give it, in terms of just entertainment factor, I'd give it a good 7. It's not something I'd repeat constantly, but I put it on in the background when I do laundry and stuff. It's funny as
I mean, I always thought I would probably give it like a 6, 7, but I think it's fun. I think it's enjoyable. I don't think it's a film like if you watch it, you feel tortured. Like to me, I think I'm always really fascinated with like the CGI and animation work of the snakes. So the CGI here, because they did 2, they did CGI and they did like in Jurassic Park, like real created
animatronics.
Thank you. I said animation, but animatronics. And the CGI is a little off still, right? It's like obviously in the beginning stages, so it doesn't look as real as the animatronics does. But
They,
yeah, but still the animatronics are really badass.
they said that Ice Cube said the animatronic almost killed J-Lo on it.
What?
He said that it like weighed like a ton and that it was really heavy and hooked up to the computer. And one day it malfunctioned and almost killed J-Lo, and they couldn't stop it and just started tearing apart the set. And so they were actually scared of the damn thing. He was like, he, he was like, it's thick and it's made of metal wrapped in like a tire, so it's hard as shit. And he was like, yo, this thing is just gonna malfunction and bust my nose open. So he said they actually were scared of it.
Yeah. So John Voight, I think the other thing that like stood out, first of all, Owen Wilson, really bad acting in this. He also kind of just played Owen Wilson.
You're in the middle of the jungle. Okay, all you guys do is you question and you criticize, but just remember, you don't know shit about the shit we're in out here.
Kind of, but he also had the Peter Venkman school of hitting on girls in this one, right? When the first scene you see him in, when he's talking to that girl, he's like, I don't know if it's just the rainforest or what, but there's only one thing on my mind out here. You know what I'm saying? And she was just kind of laughing, played it off. And he was like, yeah, I just can't stop thinking about it. But I just want to, only one thing in my mind. And he just keeps looking at her like up and down and stuff.
Is it just me, or does the jungle make you really, really horny?
Oh no, I think it's the jungle.
I'm serious. I've got like one thing on my mind.
Can I work, please?
But the thing is, were they together? Like they end up trying to have sex.
They end up later on. They end up together. I don't think they start off together. I think they just push them together because she picks up on his flirting and is like, all right, cool.
Okay, so I think so. Here's my theory: being like on sets, and you think about this being on sets and all this. Don't you think that they've like worked on a couple projects together, and they actually had? I think they actually had sex before. But she was like, no, she did it with him, but they never reconnected, and she just wants to be professional, right? But she liked the sex, the rum, like she enjoyed it after a night of drinking. And so now this is like their third set together, and he's like, we've had sex, so I'm just gonna let you know I want to have it. And she's like, because she was real cool about it.
She's playing coy, but very, very chill with it. Yeah.
She wants to be professional. But like they've hooked up before. And I feel like I see those relationships on film sets where it's like they go from set to set and they're like, oh yeah, we've hooked up before, but we want to keep it professional. And then she was like, I'm gonna let my freaky deaky, and then she almost got killed.
Yeah.
Yeah. She almost got killed.
If they didn't and we're speaking about the characters on the show, on the movie, right? So if they hadn't, there was clearly a lot of tension there before. And he was just putting it right out there, like we in the Amazon island. I'm only thinking of one thing, girl. I'm gonna smash that ass on the edge of this boat. Like, how do you feel?
Oh my god!
And she's like, I like laughing and stuff.
They've either been together before or a man wrote this.
Both maybe. I know, man. It's written by 3 men.
So then maybe if they had never hooked up before, let's say that was it, then it's definitely like kind of how in Ghostbusters, how like men say things and women are just like, that's funny. I laugh it off
because that line, I was like, that is the worst pickup line ever. That's just straight up like the cheesiest, corniest, just worst way to hit on a woman.
Definitely sexual harassment, but like her reaction to it was that like, it's okay. And then she like hooks up. Yeah. This definitely feels like, now the more I think about her role and their interaction, the more I go, a man definitely wrote this. Because that's not very accurate. Because the way that it'd be more accurate is if I'm building up the backstory because I'm like, this guy cannot be that creepy.
Yeah, I know. I felt like he was that creepy.
No, but for him to be so out there and for her to give it up to him so easily, it's like, y'all have had like this can't be y'all's first time interacting like this. This can't be y'all's first time having sex. It absolutely cannot.
I like that you're giving it a better justification than just the creep factor, because she does dive in pretty easily with it, but his creepiness is definitely it instantly struck me. I was like, oh, this fool is supposed to be creepy as hell.
I mean, he is creepy. He eventually like turns on all of them. He's like doing his own Wilson. He's like, listen, okay, like think about it. Like the money, like we got, like he's very
We
Owen.
don't know. He's the only one that knows how to get where we need to go. Okay. And there's enough money for all of us. I was like, oh man, okay. So he's just turning his back. But the other creepy dude was Mateo, though. The whole
Mateo,
time he looked like a sweaty elf from Lord of the Rings. I was like, I wouldn't trust this mofo with evil elf.
Mateo just like he would just look, he would just smolder. Like it looked like they did a lot of eye makeup around his eyes because it almost looked like he had black eyes, but he just had dark, like his eyes were just like smoldering all the time.
It's only 55 kilometers out of the way.
Like every time he looked at John Voight, it was like, we have a secret. Like that's what he
Yeah,
looked like.
yeah. Oh, for sure. We have
Every
a secret.
time. We got a secret.
But it was like they had not just a secret. It was like one, he looked wet all the time. He always looked wet. And I get it's hot and sweaty, but he looked like he just dove in and out of the water every scene, just wet. but I guess I like you're calling it smoldering because I was like, he looks like he up to no good from the jump.
He looked tired.
Real tired.
It was so John Voight, so his performance was, I put out how, so there's that weird sexual tension thing between basically J-Lo wasn't into him, but it was just him being like kind of sexually obsessed with her.
Oh, extra creepy.
And he always did like these anytime he was like up to no good or like he did the faces. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or like when everyone thought he was asleep, but he was awake, and the camera goes to him, and he's like,
yeah.
Literally, that's no exaggeration.
No, it's not. It's not. And then when they try to trick him, and you can see it coming a mile away, but she's like closing all the doors, saying, I'm just really scared, and I feel like I can trust you, and putting her hand on his chest and everything. And he's like, it's been a long time since I've been with you.
Oh my God, this accent. It sounds even worse when you redo it.
He goes to the kisser. I was like, what is going on?
Listen, I don't know if this is the director's choice or what, but if you go on to seduce somebody, you don't put on the same color lipstick as your lips.
Oh, then it's done by men. Men, we don't know that. Men don't pay attention to that.
Okay, someone wasn't paying attention. If you're going to seduce someone, you put on red lipstick, something that pops. She literally put on the same color as her lips and was like, I'm ready to seduce. I'm like, girl, your lips look like they looked before you put the lipstick on. You didn't do that.
Might be all she got.
That might have been she needed to put some blood in it or something. I don't know. Achieve a mission. He didn't need much though. He really didn't need much.
Oh no, girl. They found him on a boat in the rain.
Oh,
he was taking whatever he could get.
He was. I was like, this guy is so weird. He's just like obsessed over her. He's like,
well, but even Eric Stoltz's character, he comes off as like a cocky blowhard at first too. He's like, the cigar in his mouth, feet up on the desk.
Yeah, I honestly couldn't see. And so this goes again to men must have wrote these characters because like I thought the way that he was coming off wasn't like attractive, wasn't like he's good looking, but he gets like more kind of tolerable as a human being later in the script for me. But like the way when you're first introduced to them and how he's interacting with her, it was kind of very dickish. Like it just was kind of just cocky this. And then we're supposed to believe that they're together, which I can believe that, but it's like that he wasn't really attractive. Like the way that he was portraying.
I didn't even think they were together until he gets hurt and she starts calling him baby. I'm like, what the fuck, baby? Right. Like if they were together, it would have been obvious. It should have been obvious from the jump. They should have been kissing or holding hands or smacking somebody on the ass or whatever. Been like, it's clear they're together and they're working together. But Ice Cube sees him get on and is like, oh, I didn't know this was a pleasure cruise. And she's like, I don't mix business with pleasure. Even though Eric Stoltz was hitting on her at the scene before that. So it's clear they have some type of relationship before, but it's not like a straight up we're together relationship until he swallows this random ass water bug.
Well, you know how that happened. Homeboy put that in his tank.
Is that
No,
what it was? I missed. I was like, what's going on? I missed
no,
that.
yeah, they didn't. I don't think they planted that, and I don't think they made that clear enough that John Voight's character did it.
Didn't.
But it was
Yeah.
obviously like, but
Yeah.
I've seen the
I
movie a couple
assume.
times, and so he put that in his water tank, and that's how he like ingested it because he wanted to make the boat go a certain way. But you're so right, like that's very true. Like at the beginning, I did not know they were together, and then when they kiss later on, because like there wasn't really a lot of chemistry between them, I will say. Like,
No.
yeah, there
No.
wasn't like a lot of chemistry between them. And then they do kiss later, and I was like, okay, but he's kind of like weird. He's kind of a jerk, so I don't really see why you like him. I guess I see why you like him. Yeah, so that romance is kind of like, a man wrote this. But who likes that man? No one. J Lo's not even really
Of
attracted to him.
course. No, not enough to call him her dude until he looks like he's about to die.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was. Yeah. Also, so my biggest last thing, and like now this movie's become like a cult classic, um, is whenever the snake spits him out and the dead body or
Uh,
almost dead him
almost like he's
weeks.
yeah, that was a extra creepy, because he's covered, I guess, in venom and like just snake gunk bile or whatever, and yeah, he just pops on out and sits up and winks. I was like, that's creepy as hell. And then he falls over and dies. I mean, so he's creepy to the end. He ain't like, help me, save me. He just like gonna keep staring and
Wow.
smiling and
Every
grinning.
time you do his accent, it's gold. Gold.
His accent between him and Ice Cube, I was cracking up the whole movie.
Oh man. So if they had to make an Anaconda with just Ice Cube, what would that movie look like? Because he survived. Ice Cube survives, J-Lo survives, and the weird boyfriend.
And he said that's the main reason he picked the role, was because it's a horror film. The black dude survives to the end, and him and J-Lo. So I don't know if I were to make this with like with Ice Cube's character as the lead, it would have to be something where he. I'd do it with him and a bunch of other black folks on it too. All on the boat, and they all on there. They somehow get diverted because they're trying to go on a vacation somewhere to a beach to Rio or something. They end up getting diverted there, and then they get stuck.
I just want a whole bunch of like black people being black people around snakes, which like I feel like every snake movie that's had the black person, it wants us to be us. Like Snakes on the Plane, right? That whole movie, Samuel Jackson was being the black man amongst the snakes, but like a whole film of us surrounded by snakes would be hilarious.
It would be so damn funny. And yeah, snakes on a plane, but on a boat, and with all plenty of black folks. Like, that'd be fucking great.
That'd be dope. So I don't have anything else. Did you have anything else for the film or anything that stood out?
No, I mean, Ice Cube got to be hella black. He
unapologetically black. Goddamn snakes. Do I sound like him? Goddamn snakes.
There you go. You just say it with the chest a little bit more and you're good.
Goddamn snakes.
There you go. Get in the core.
Hey, homie.
I love it.
Yo, he was. Hey, homie.
He was, I mean, the whole time he just got to be himself.
Yeah,
it's hilarious.
So where can they find Token? If you found this here, if you're watching us, then you found us on the YouTube or on our IGTV. Tokens. It's Blacks in Cinema is our handle, right? So I'm winning. Blacks in Cinema is our handle. You can find us on listening, iTunes, anywhere podcasts are found where you can listen to them. If you do not find it somewhere and you want to listen to it, let us know. We'll figure out how to upload and get it going. Other than that, feel free to slide into the DMs.
Yeah. DMs.
My DM. And let us know any suggestions you have for films, anything like that. Anything I missed, Steven?
Yeah. Any thoughts, comments? Put a little comment on any posts.
Follow us.
Slide
Rate
into the DMs.
slide the DMs.
Follow, yeah, like and subscribe.
And we
it's
always
fun.
are looking for suggestions. Preferably
Yeah, for sure.
films. Some people have suggested TV shows, which is a little harder for us because you have to watch the whole series. I'm looking for one nugget. So preferably
nugget.
films. One nugget. Not 4 seasons of nuggets. Yeah.
One nugget.
One nugget. So all right, that's it. Bye y'all.
Peace.
Ah, that's so good.